a lovely Easter mantelpiece. Now I'm doing this for several reasons. First of all, because it won't take very long and it's just a really nice thing to do. I thought, some massive forsythia. Just see a good contrast to these, very different leaf formation and all of that. So now we have that, and we have that, and the lilacs and purples. Doesn't matter, the blue is enough. There's enough harmony there. So I have three, and they're all quite different. And just lovely. So there's that. They're just little vessels. Let's not even bother with the flowers. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy, please. Anyway, so this is the painting, okay? It's got a little fish on the top of it, but this is the painting. It is a painting by a painter called Michael Quirk. So today is Tuesday, and so my family are actually arriving tomorrow. I'm working this afternoon, so this morning, when I should be, cleaning, tidying, food shopping, or even writing a food list, I'm not going to do that. No. What I'm going to do is I am going to make a lovely Easter mantelpiece. Now, I'm doing this for several reasons. First of all, because it won't take very long and it's just a really nice thing to do. Second of all, I'm doing it on the mantelpiece rather than, normally I would go big on the coffee table, but going big on the coffee table, as you know, with me will involve a lot of hazards, which when you have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old coming to stay for a few days, that is not a smart move. So we have to curb our instincts and be practical in life. And so I'm going to try and do something really lovely here. I'm going to try and do something really lovely here without actually purchasing anything, because I was thinking about, and the reason I'm doing this at all is because one of you said, if you want to do any more home styling, I'm here for it. And I thought, my goodness, she's so right. I haven't really done very much. I feel like I haven't done very much home styling, and I thought Easter is something that everybody loves. And my one is going to be a little bit different for these reasons. So I just, I can't really buy, because if I were to buy something, I would want to buy a particular look, and I just can't do that. So I'm going to make it work with what I've got. So what I've got, as I was driving back from work yesterday, I was thinking about what I have. I was thinking, well, it's not very much, actually. So then I was scanning all the hedgerows, and I was thinking, okay, I can go for some, there's a lot of, this time of year, there's a lot of that fuzz of acid green, which is, very Eastery and beautiful. And then I was thinking about forsythia, yellow, because I thought, massive forsythia, just en masse. Because I always think often one thing en masse is so much more effective than lots of different things. Anyway, I don't have any forsythia. And then I was looking at my neighbour's garden, over there. Do they have forsythia? And then I was thinking, but that would, because they're away at the moment, so that would involve me scaling a 20-foot wall or leaping from, across the courtyard into their garden. Let's not do that. Also, let's not steal our neighbours' flowers. Plus, they don't have forsythia, so that was all no. We're not going to do that. So then I thought, oh my God, no, wait. I have some tulips coming up in the garden. And yes, they are Black Knight, but I can see that working. And who says that, is this recording? Yeah, it's recording. And who says that Easter has to be, yellows and greens and, all those sort of pretty pastel colours that you normally associate with Easter, or the oranges, blah, blah, blah. Let's do something completely different. And then I looked at my tulips. They're almost about to open, but they're not open. They're not open enough. They might be in a few days, but right now, you know, we're in the here and now. They need to be open now. They're not open. But then that did start me thinking, I want to create, like, okay, I don't have the, you know, the deep purpley black. And I will show you this painting up closer. It's just while I've got that there, I'm just going to keep it there. I feel like I'm a teacher in school. It's very terrifying. This is a blackboard. Anyway, God, blackboard. I'm really aging myself there. Or whiteboard. Anyway, so I thought I'm going to try and make something that harmonises with this picture, because I realised, walking around last night, I realised in the corner there's a whole load of, is it pulmonaria? Anyway, they're sort of very like these colours, these sort of purples and blues, and then I do actually have some obviously fuzzy green things, fuzzy green, and I think it's just about how you display things. So that is what I'm going to try and do, and so the first thing I'm going to do, obviously there's Mother's Day cards and photos. Do you want to see a photo of the love of my life? I'm going to show you, this is the love of my life. Look. That dog there, her name was Bridget. And she, anyway, I won't talk about it because I will start crying, but cut. Right, we won't talk about Bridget. Okay, I'm back now. Had a complete breakdown over Bridget. I don't know why. Anyway, she's just a great dog. I will tell you about her, because no disrespects to Quincy, and I absolutely love Quincy, and you all know I love Quincy. But sometimes you get an animal in your life who is just a definitive. And anyway, I will tell you about her, because it's actually all really good. She had the most beautiful life. She lived until she was nearly 70, and she died in 2023. And she was a beautiful girl, and she was just a wonderful. She was just a wonderful, wonderful girl. Anyway, so what I'm doing now is I'm just going to clean this off. So you always get little bits and bobs. Oh, look. It's funny how you just find things hanging around. A little teeny sort of sausage dog. I don't even know where that's come from. Anyway, we're going to pop that down there. I'm going to clean this, and then we're going to make a start. Quick spruce up there. Of course, I said whiteboard. It's not whiteboard, is it? It would be an interactive thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yes. So there is that. Right. I got some. See these? They're just long, quite long things, but with sprouting leaves. They're not going, no, in fact I won't put them there. I'll just put them on the sofa, and then I will get some more things. I have more things. So see these, obviously these ones here, see they're just all sort of, oh, in fact, the great big things that I cut for that springtime, the Sean Pritchard obsession table. These are those, but they are, they're sprouting leaves. But you see, they're a good contrast to these, very different leaf formation and all of that. So now we have that, and we have that. So we're good with green. We'll probably need more. You always need more. But now we're going to go and see what we can find in terms of the lavenders and blues of the picture. Yeah, okay. Do you want to hear something grisly as well? I've just trodden in dog caca. So now that's a whole other thing. So now those shoes are totally abandoned for now, because we don't have time to muck around with that, because that's just a forensic job now. You know, that's a lot, so that's great. And that, you see, I'm getting paid back now for dissing Quincy, who shouldn't be dissed. She's a little darling girl and I love her. But Bridget was the love of my life, and I can't pretend otherwise. And I include humans in that. Yeah, I think that's fair. Bridget was, well, when she died, I can't even tell you what it was like, because all the children, or most of the children came back. And we all agreed she was the best of us. I mean, by a really, really long, wasn't even a close run thing. It's not like, oh, but you do this and then you're like that. No. There's us and then there's Bridget. She was the best of us. And I bet that some of you will have had animals like that in your life. I know it's a thing that happens, but she was just, I'm not actually crying, it's just going, it's very cold outside. Right, I will press on. So I'm going to press pause and I'm going to go, and now we're going to try and get some, you know, we want some of this. That's what we want. Oh, and also some of this. So I need to get those very dark leaves as well, which I have, thanks to Wendy. Okay. So this is a bag, right? But in it, it's got this beautiful plant that Wendy has dug up and given me. Isn't that just absolutely stunning? Been dug out of the earth, and just literally nearly stabbed myself in the eye with my secateurs while I was pushing my hair back with point up. Done. Okay, didn't know, so that's good. So yeah, so this, stunning. And then this, I think, will work just fine. Not ideal, but really just fine. So I'm quite pleased with. Okay, so frustration of life, episode 1. Things I need are in the bathroom, and there's someone having a shower. But I'm going to collect the other things. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to use this. Do you know what? I'm going to bring you closer for this bit because this is really ridiculous. You can't see. Is that better? I think that's better. So, right, another point that I wanted to make was sometimes, or frequently, I think that the structures that you put the flowers in are as important as the flowers themselves. They kind of, you know, they work together. Now I'm waving my coffee cup around. It's empty. Just what, it still smells a bit of coffee, but so I have 2 of these, both Colette Woods, because I love you so much, all of you. I'm going to use these as part of the display because I think that they'll be really good. So I'm just, and while I'm waiting for wretched person to get out of the shower, I'm going to work with what we have here. Now this I would like to use. This is, in fact, more or less everything that you're going to see on the mantelpiece at the moment, because there's 3 things upstairs I need to get are Colette Woods pieces. This is just a little delightful, literally, but I don't know if I will be able to use it. If I do, it won't have flowers in it. I might just put a tea light in it or something like that. Oh, hang on, I heard the bathroom door open. Okay, I will be back. Okay, I got in there. So these, because we're leaning in, again, you know, it's blue and purple, it just literally doesn't matter. It's blue and, you know, and the lilacs and purples. Doesn't matter, the blue is enough. There's enough harmony there. So I have 3, and they're all quite different. And just lovely. So there's that. They're just little vessels. You know, I just keep them in the bathroom. On the window, I have like a very deep window. I will show you my bathroom. It's actually quite a nice room. Yeah, so I just need to work out where these are going to go and how that is all going to work. And it's fine if we have extra on that side, you know, it's already pretty. I'm into it. Now, when I was thinking about this in the car, I was thinking, oh yeah, so I'll put these at the side like this to put the taller things in, right? I'm now thinking, although that does look very beautiful, this is a highly impractical and very stupid suggestion on my part, because the things I want to put in there are, you know, I mean, I will cut them down a bit, but they're pretty. I just worry about the vases getting knocked over. Sorry, and also I just wonder, because these are very almost statement statuesque, you know, they're quite bold, whereas this particular jug, you know, I absolutely love it. This is the blackbird one with the other, you know, is beautiful, but in a very different way. And I'm not sure that I like the relationship between these very striking, simple forms and this very cutesy thing. I also think that this thing here is not going to be strong enough to take this, or it would be strong enough, but it could easily topple. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to put that down for a minute. And these, I love. So I bought loads of these just from a thrift thing. They're like cement, or they're probably some sort of piping, but I love the vibe of that, you see. Oh, yes. Right, let's get this off. Again, I love this. I'm not dissing it. It's beautiful. It's just not right now. So that's not going to work. So there we go. So we'll do that like that. Can you see? But you see, you know, let's not even bother with the flowers. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy, you know, please. Anyway, so right. So what I'm going to do now is I have put my secateurs. Oh, there they are. So I'm going to start with, and I will be putting, because what I have is I have like plastic. If ever you find anything like this, you think, what can I use it for? Or, you know, a vase. But I have plastic water bottles, and I cut the top off of them, and they fit inside there. You can put water in them, but I'm just not going to bother with that right now. I'll do that, you know, after I finish this video, so that you can. I think you're going to be able to see this the way that I want you to see it. Okay. And you know what? When these things are in the water, they might even bud up. You know, the leaves might open some more, which would be really great, wouldn't it? Put that in there like that. Yeah, do you see the smaller vases? They just wouldn't have been strong enough. Let's maybe. Okay, so we're gonna put that like that. Whoopsie. Okay. Yeah, why not? And again, I will move this back so you can see. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. So can you see? So I've got 3 in one and 1 in another. And again, I'm not worried about that. Not everything, it doesn't have to be completely symmetrical at all in any way. So I'm going to put this back down, and I'm going to go and get, the cut flowers now that I've just cut, and then I will be back. But I am actually going to just quickly pop some water in these. Just poured it all over my feet. But fortunately, I've got my wellies on, so it doesn't matter. we go. There we go. So what I'm thinking at this point is that maybe I'm going to put green in here and here, and then in these ones I'll put the actual flowers. I don't know, just because these are taller and the green is a little bit taller. So, because I don't want these to be too tall. Oops. And these, it's a shame because there's lots of pretty little flower buds on here, which would have been lovely. I think that they're white or creamy coloured or whatever, but that would have been pretty, but that's okay. And I know, you see, you won't be able to see that in this light, so it just looks like I'm doing nothing. But when I show you properly, just bear with me. Well, you know, if you can't see, I mean. Maybe I'll put some background music in this bit to make it a little bit more interesting. Whoops. So this isn't, and I accept completely, this is not showing up particularly well on camera, but it's very, very pretty in real life. And if you were to do something like this, of course it would be in real life in your home, and so it would be charming. And you know, and if you do live somewhere where there are things that can just be foraged, then you know, then it's great. But also I do accept that a lot of you will live in cities, and so this is all irrelevant. But then maybe you can, you know, maybe you would be buying things anyway, in which case you can get whatever you want. Yeah. Okay, I think that that's fine. I mean, I do think that is... Oh my God, it's really pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm into it. I'm so into it. Oh, it's absolutely lovely. Right, I'm gonna get the little flowers now. So I know that I'm literally contradicting myself, because I said earlier I like single type flowers in one thing, but you know, the journey takes you where it will. So I'm literally just kicking all those bits out of the way. The journey takes you where it will, and I now realise that actually the thing that Wendy gave me with these flowers is an exquisite representation of this painting. Oh my God, I just feel completely mind blown. So I'm not picking myself up here, it's just literally nature, you know, it's the way that nature is just a beautiful thing, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to just stop hyperventilating. I really have to. These just look a bit soggy just because I threw them in the sink so that they could get some water immediately, because when you cut flowers, you'll know this, you have to get them in water pretty sharpish, otherwise it won't be good. Oh, this is very stunning. I'm extremely into it. And then and these are just going to be very haphazardly put. So I'm even going to take like a few at a time. Let's get rid of these leaves. I hope this isn't one of those plants, I don't think it is, that has like euphorbia where it's all sticky. Poinsettia also all sticky. Did you know with poinsettia though, that if you cut, because you buy them as plants, don't you, if you cut the stems off, put them in boiling water for a few seconds, they last as cut flowers and they're really beautiful. It's just a little thing. Okay, Oops. So very, very pretty. And it's just nice, you know, when you do something like this. The lovely thing about doing something like this is it's not a large undertaking. It's quite a small thing, but it really makes a difference for, you know, for guests. Not that I even regard my daughter and her family as guests, but you know what, because they're family, just so beloved. But it's nice because it's, you know, you've made an effort and there's a sense of kind of occasion and celebration when you do something like this. It's just very pretty. I mean, okay. That's all works. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Like so. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these and I'm just going to show you in the daylight, just so you can see. So here it is. Just a very pretty, look at these wonderful colours here. Really interesting leaf. And then contrasted with, I mean, they're so different. I think that's what's nice about this little tiny display, is that they're so different. And something about that just works. Anyway, there we go. I've just remembered something vital, which I think might really add something. So I'm going to go and get it. I would never even have remembered I had these, but I saw them when I was sorting something out. I think Alice bought me these years ago. It's the most delicate little egg. Sort of egg and feather wreath. Look, isn't that pretty? So let me. Well, there aren't really feathers. Well, maybe one or two. Now I do have nails in various places, but I think actually I'm not a fan of that dangling down. So what I'm going to try and do. This might not work, but it's all part of experimentation, isn't it? I'm going to ram that in there, like that, and then see if this will just... It's quite a high-risk strategy I'm doing here. High-risk activity, rather. Actually, don't like that. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to pile those up just there in the corner. So now I will show you. I will show you the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, I will show you. So this is the painting, okay? It's got a little fish on the top of it, but this is the painting. It is a painting by a painter called Michael Quirk, who usually paints urban, well, very London landscapes, famous landscapes. So this is his sort of more rural edition. I think it's Hampstead, and it's called Bluebell Wood. So it's quite seasonal for right now, actually. Anyway, so this is the actual. This was what I was working with as a backdrop. So you can see that obviously daffodils or anything would have also been daffodils, forsythia, yellow, yellow, yellow. Didn't have any of that. So we've gone another way instead. So this is, you know, this just strange vessel, which is just a hollow tube, but heavy, they're really heavy. And in that, I've just put some just little branches with, you know, emerging leaves. And there's something beautiful about emerging leaves. You know, their whole growth journey is pretty wonderful, isn't it? That's that little pile of eggs there, which I think is better just piled up like that in one corner. Done. This is a little lamp. And then, yeah, so these are the flowers. So you can see the little relationship there with that painting is quite charming. So as I say, these are Colette. That's actually my coffee cup, and that's just a little vessel from my bathroom with the little things that I've taken literally out of the garden this morning. These are, I think this is a cornice. Again, just a little fuzz of green. A little fuzz of green in a really simple vessel can be a thing of exquisite beauty. I mean, this, speaking of things of exquisite beauty, that is one. And I will just literally put a tea light in that. I'm not interested in putting flowers in that because I think it's just wonderful on its own. And so now we're just replicating on the other side, except here we have 3. Yeah, so kind of the imbalance of it works for me because also here we just have a slightly, it's the same twig, but it's a more developed one and it's bigger and there's just one of them. Whereas over there we have 3. There we have the little egg, you know, pile, for want of a better word. And obviously we don't have one here. However, what we do have here are 3 vessels, whereas on that side we have 2. So there's obviously there's immense symmetry to this, but not exact. And it's all about the perfection of imperfection, really. Although I have to say that's pretty stunning. I mean, it is just lovely. Sorry, that sounds so boastful, but I'm not being boastful. It is just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because you have the best of man-made creativity in terms of the vessels. And then you have and the vessels and the art as a back. I mean, you know, just those 2 things alone. But then you add in nature, and then you have something really pretty. And when the sun comes, unfortunately, I'm at work this afternoon, so I will ask one of the kids if they can do a quick film when the sun comes in. But even if not, I hope that you can see from this. I really hope that you can see, because it is lovely, look. Just a pretty, pretty thing. And you know, and it says, yay, welcome, and isn't life wonderful, is what it says. I hope that's what it says. Anyway, this will, hang on, I'm going to stop because I want to speak to you again. But here we go, just a little run up. Oops. So what I hope this is, I was just thinking about it, is I hope that in a way, I've kind of created like a natural continuum, like a connection between the things in the foreground and then the plants, you know, the flowers and the greens receding into the landscape behind it. Yeah, and that these in some way emulate the trees. So it's almost like I'm trying to make a 2-dimensional thing 3-dimensional. Yeah, so that's it really. I'm really quite pleased with that. I'm really quite pleased. Okay, so that is it, and I hope that you enjoyed that, and thank you for bearing with me. So my family are arriving tomorrow, and while I have been doing some filming, I don't know realistically if I'm going to be able to, I'm going to try and get this video out for sure this week, you know, quite soon, because I'm just going to do it as just a one-off thing. But I don't know if I will be able to get a video out on Sunday. We shall see, just because it's not the filming, it's not any of that. And it's not like it's a terrible hassle or anything like that. It's the editing. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that done while my family are here, because I'm also working a little bit during their stay as well. And so anyway, I hope I can, you know, share fun things that we do. We're planning to take the boys to the Newt, you know, that great big fountain area that I showed you that was in the, I think it was in the spring garden. But just thank you all so much for your lovely messages, and they're greatly appreciated. And thank you for everybody who has watched and liked, and thank you particularly to anyone who subscribes. It's yeah, it's just a really nice thing, and it's very, never think that it is not appreciated. It is enormously appreciated when people subscribe, so thank you. And yeah, just thank you again for your messages, and that's it really. And I will, I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you all really soon.